ஸோ வணக்கம், ஹவ் ஆர் யூ?
Good, sir.
ஆந்திராவில் எப்படி தலைப்புச் செய்திகள் இருக்கிறீங்களோ அந்த மாதிரி தமிழ்நாடு யூ ஹவ் பீன் இன் த பிரேக்கிங் நியூஸ் அ லாட் லேட்லி.
எனக்கு அவ்வளோ தெரியாது, அதை பற்றி தெரியல எனக்கு.
அதுக்குள்ள போவோம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் கங்க்ராச்சுலேஷன்ஸ் ஆன் யுவர் பார்ட்டிஸ் ஆனிவர்சரி.
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
ஒரு 12 இயர்ஸ் இந்தியன் பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஸ்பேஸில் இந்த ஒரு ட்ராஜெக்டரியில் வந்திருக்கிறதுங்கிறது சாதாரண விஷயம் இல்லை. திரும்பி பார்க்கும்போது ஹவு டு யூ லுக் அட் யுவர் பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஜர்னி?
I think today wherever we went, wherever this meeting is happening is in the same place around 12 years back. ஒரு 12 வருஷம் ஆச்சு பின்னாடி. I came here with nothing in my heart. There is no power, nothing. I want to ஏதாவது பண்ணணும்னு ஒரு ஆசை அவ்வளோ. அது முடிவு பண்ணுறேன். நாட்டுக்காக ஏதாவது பண்ணணும். அது தவிர எதுவுமே இல்லை உள்ள. So no leaders, nothing.
Started with an empty slate.
Empty slate. I said, let me see. I don't know. The கடவுள் என்ன எப்படி எடுத்துன்னு போவாங்களோ முன்னாடி எனக்கும் தெரியல. I said, I believed in நம்பிக்கையோட போயிட்டோம்.
திரும்பி பார்க்கும்போது திருப்தியா இருக்கா உங்க பயணம்? Are you satisfied?
You will never get that kind of satisfaction that I have achieved everything, but I feel satisfied in a way that I never பின்னாடி போல. I have no regrets. இது பண்ணா அது பண்ண முடியல அப்படி அது தோணல எனக்கு. I said whatever the best with all my capabilities, I think I had given my best. So that's where no regrets.
Is there something you would have done differently? இல்லையா? No regrets?
No regrets. There's no regret. And I like the journey of my failure.
You continue also to remain a mass hero. ஒரு பக்கம் cinema career, being in the government, running a party in a system like India is no easy task. மூணுத்தி எப்படி சமாளிக்கிறீங்க? It's no easy task.
Sometimes அது ஒரு கொஞ்சம் டயர்டாக இருக்கும் அப்பப்போ. எனக்கு என்னென்ன படத்தை தவிர எனக்கு வேறு பிஸ்னஸ் எதுவும் நான் யோசிக்கல. ஸோ பை த டைம் ஏதாவது அடுத்து டிவியேட் பண்ணலாம் அந்த டைமுக்கு நான் அரசாங்கத்துக்கு வந்துட்டேன் பாலிடிக்ஸ்க்கு. ஸோ ஃபார் மீ தட் ஒன் I could have given more time. Sometimes films is a necessity அவ்வளோதான்.
மூணுமே very time consuming.
Very time consuming, very personally demands a lot out of you. I think I could have, one thing I can't say regret, but I could have planned my financial part better if I had known. But
so this is your backbone, financial backbone to run the party.
To run my entire family or something. I don't have any business எதுவுமே இல்லை எனக்கு.
அதையே கிரிட்டிசிசமாக வைக்கிறாங்க. என்டிஆர் ஆகட்டும், எம்ஜிஆர் ஆகட்டும், they stopped acting once they got into government and political party. இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் செய்யறது சரியில்லைன்னு கிரிட்டிசிசம் வருது.
எம்ஜிஆர் சார் ஐ திங்க் அவர் வந்து ஒரு I think they made some kind of there is some kind of financial stability in their life, and expenditure was not this much. Times have changed when compared to the expenditures being incurred then and before. That is one aspect. And NTR planned ahead. By the time he came, he was his kids were married.
Sure.
And financial, there's a lot of I think they are more in a secured position than me. That's what I feel. Maybe if I don't mind getting corrected if I'm wrong, but this is what my reading is all about. எனக்கு என்னென்னா இது நான் எது ஒரு இடத்துல தான் நான் கம்பீட் பண்ண முடியும். மீன் ஐ கேன் எக்ஸல். ஐ ஃபீல் மை பெஸ்ட் எனர்ஜி வந்து ஐ வில் கிவ் இட் ஃபார்
பாலிடிக்ஸ்.
Because there is a lot to do. For me, this is a kind of supporting system in financial support. Definitely, I won't do any substandard cinema, but I try to give my best. But in a given circumstances, a priority, a great chunk of my time, a greater amount of time, a chunk of time will be given to.
சேலஞ்சிங்கா இல்லையா? உங்களுக்கு ஒரு மீ டைம் கிடைக்கிறது சவாலா இருக்கும். கவர்மெண்ட் இஸ் டைம் கன்சியூமிங், பார்ட்டி ஒர்க் இஸ் டைம் கன்சியூமிங், film is very daunting.
It shows on my face. No? Sometimes it hits my health also.
Can I ask you a very personal question? It could feel very lonely at the top. அது ஒரு சவாலான விஷயம் இல்லை?
Definitely feel lonely.
People think it's a very nice space.
I think எனக்கு என்னன்னா இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சு வந்துட்ட பாலிடிக்ஸ். I know what I'm getting into. இதுதான் நான் ஃபேஸ் பண்ண போகிறேன், இதுதான் எனக்கு ஆக போகிறது எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சு தான் வந்துட்டேன். ஸோ ஐ திங்க்
You signed up for it.
sign up for it. I know it is going to be lonely. I know that it is going to be thankless sometimes.
Do you get your me time?
No.
No?
Even I don't get my me time in my sleep.
Even sleeping
Even
time.
தூக்கும்போது டைமில் கூட ஏதோ கனவு வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். அந்த கனவுல கூட நான் அலர்ட்டாக இருப்பேன்.
அதுவும் 3 டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் வேற இல்ல.
So something that keeps on getting, you know, one after, like, you know, they keep on overcoming, like, you know, ஒரு தாட் மேல இன்னொரு தாட் வந்துட்டே இருக்கும்.
இப்போ நம்ம பேசிட்டு இருக்கும்போது your government is also entering 2 years. How do you think your government has performed vis-a-vis the previous government?
Previous government was very corruption friendly and terror friendly, I can say. They have created a lot of they have terrorized everybody, and corruption was at its peak. In that way, we are a very people friendly government, a government of with a lot of accountability. We are doing good, but a lot of financial challenges are there. It's all because of freebies.
But the previous government?
Yeah.
Freebies, do you think, are bad for economy?
No, freebies are needed. I mean, not freebies mean any social welfare schemes. You can only, I mean, you can do welfare schemes depending on how much money you generate. But most of the times in our country, we are doing more than our potentiality, more than our capacity. So in that, it is creating a lot of financial constraints to every state, irrespective of. It's not about just one state. No matter which state it is, I think they are going through the same issue.
What do you think is the right threshold for freebies? ஏன்னா freebies பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நிறைய ரெண்டு வியூஸ் இருக்கு. எது சரியான freebie, எது தவறானது? How do you define it?
That's a tough choice. There should be some common minimum understanding between all the parties. We won't in the threshold தாண்டி நான் கொடுக்க முடியாது. I think everyone should understand the basic financial situation of their particular state.
விரலுக்கு ஏத்த வீக்குன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க.
எந்த அளவுக்கு கொடுக்க முடியும்? Like நமக்கு we cannot give more than you receive or more than you earn. So we are borrowing and we are distributing. So actual production is not to that extent. And on the top of it, capital expenditure is less. If a state, for example, state of AP, imagine if the revenues, for example, not the exact figure, but to say that 2.5 lakh crores, 50% would go to salaries. 50% of the remaining goes to welfare schemes. So you are remaining with only around 15 to 18,000 crores for capital expenditure or for infrastructure, whatever you call it. For developmental.
சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து அசிஸ்டன்ஸ் இருக்கா? நீங்க ஒரு டபுள் இன்ஜின் சர்க்கார்ங்கறத ரொம்ப ப்ரௌடா சொல்றீங்க.
Till now, yes, they did, but everyone has their own limitations. But because we will get more benefit because we've been separated from a unified state. I think definitely that kind of cooperation. So if you look at the bigger irrigation project called Polavaram, if you look at capital Amravati. And if you look at these both, they're very big projects. In that way, a lot of investments are coming. In that way, yeah, the concept of both having a government here in the state and in the central, I think
the double engine is working.
That is complementing, yeah.
And also is the coalition working? ஏன்னா ரொம்ப ஒரு happy coalition இருக்கிறத பார்க்கிறோம். As a norm, coalitions are problematic.
Coalition is always pull and push. No?
As a norm, it's problematic. You seem to be in a happy marriage.
We complement and cooperate. But there are definitely some situations would come where I would give my opinion, and where sometimes we have withdrawn certain things. I think that's why we know. I don't try to go to extreme, but I try to reason with our coalition partners. I think in that way, with their experience and seniority, I think they understand. I think they respect that.
நீங்களும் திரு சந்திரபாபு நாயுடு, how do you manage these tensions? And at the macro level, local level, these are bound to rise differences.
நமக்கு உள்ளுக்குள்ள நிறைய சேலஞ்ச் இருக்கு. I mean, even as a political parties, சம்டைம்ஸ் தோ நம்ம ரெண்டு பேர் நடுவில் ஒரு கிரேட்டர் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் அண்ட் மீன் கோஆபரேட்டிவ் மைண்ட் செட் இருந்தாலும் சரி, ரெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த லீடர்ஸில் அந்த அளவுக்கு அது சில சமயத்தில் போயிடும். ஸோ டைம் டு டைம் யூ ஹேவ் டு அட்ரஸ் தட் பார்ட். ஈவன் இஃப் இட் இஸ் ஒரு ஸ்மால் இன்சிடென்ட் இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஐ திங்க் we will address that part.
You seem to have managed well. What is your working formula to keep this
Working
going?
formula is not to keeping the promise we had given to people. See,
That's the binding force.
that's the binding force. Because sometimes I might not. There are certain things which our party might disagree. But how do you put it across? ஒரு சண்டை போடுறதுக்கு இல்லை, இந்த சண்டை போட தேவையில்லை. பட் யூ கேன் கன்வே யுவர் டிஸ்பிளஷர், யூ கேன் கன்வே யுவர் டிசன்ட், பட் இன் a very polite terms. I think your approach really makes a difference.
In Tamil Nadu, we are in a poll season where இந்த coalition governments பத்தின talks, அதை பத்தின கோஷங்கள்லாம் கேட்குறோம். பட்
என்ன கோஷம் கேட்குறீங்க?
கோலிஷன் ரூல் வேணும்னு ஒரு கோஷம் இல்லை, அது வந்து ஸ்டெபிலிட்டிக்கு எதிரானது. நோ கோலிஷன் கவர்மெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் பேட், இட் இஸ் அகேன்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெபிலிட்டி அப்படின்னு நாங்கள் ரீஜனல் மேஜர்ஸ் ரெசிஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதை பார்க்குறோம். ஆர் தே பேட் ஃபார் ஸ்டெபிலிட்டி?
If the leaders are really, they have great integrity. அவருக்கு நடுவில் integrity இருந்தால் I think that is not an issue. But if they're doing it, the coalition for the sake of the state or for the sake of individuals, if that clarity is understood, if it is for an individual or for a party to come into power, then you're bound to have issues, ego issues.
இன்னொன்று, இந்த NDA கவர்மெண்ட்ல ஜூனியர் பார்ட்னராக இருந்தாலும் கூட பிஜேபி கால்ஸ் த ஷார்ட்ஸ். They decide the ideological direction, so they have disproportionate say அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பிம்பம் நாடு முழுக்க இருக்கு. Is that so in your government?
நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்களே, என்ன வராது. ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்லுங்க. இஃப் யூ டேர்ம் as a junior partner, ஓகே, இந்த மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்களா, ஓவர் பவர் பண்ணிட்டாங்களான்னு
ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்ன சொல்றாங்க, you have taken up too many religious issues. இது வந்து at the behest of BJP.
No way. So we have to understand, for me it stems from my own understanding of politics. See, நம்ம நாட்டில் வந்து without understanding the culture, without understanding the social structure, you cannot handle politics. You have to understand, you cannot ignore them. It's like a big elephant walking in the room. ராணு மாதிரி போயிட்டு இருக்கு, அது இல்லை, லைக் as if it is absent in our life. அது நம்ம பார்க்காம இருக்க முடியாது. We know that it is there, eventually it will crumble us. So I feel rather you address that, because in which way we going to gain, because I had been maybe in the time la nariya theriyudhu veliya, but idukku munnadi na solte irundhen nariya vaati. Maybe in those times it was not bigger. Always you can look back at my interviews or my whatever political.
But ஒரு disproportionate focus இருக்குன்னு உங்க critics allege பண்றாங்க. Say for instance, this Tirupati Laddu controversy. See, it has consumed so much of headlines. அது ரொம்ப politicize பண்ணிட்டீங்க உங்க coalitionல.
Definitely that is a big adulteration crime, right? அது ஒரு adulteration, food adulteration. If you food adulteration joined with religious thing, so definitely it will have a more larger impact.
ஃபுட் அடல்ட்ரேஷன், எஸ், அது ஒரு கெமிக்கல் அடல்ட்ரேஷன். ஆனால் முதல்ல திரு சந்திரபாபு நாயுடு அவர்கள் சொன்னது போல அனிமல் ஃபேட் இருந்தது இல்லை.
இட் இஸ் தேர். இஃப் யூ லுக் அட் இட், they didn't say there is no animal fat. They didn't say it.
But what is
there is no very simple thing, there is no ghee in that. The sit government said there is no, it's not at all ghee. There is no trace of ghee in that
vanaspati,
so called ghee. And there are a certain percentage of around 70 to 80,000 liters of certain percentage of is filled with chemicals. That chemical derives from God knows from which source. It could be, they're saying we don't have that kind of to evaluation methods where we could say this is from animals. So that's what they said in the report.
Chemical adulteration, food adulteration is one thing, but ஆனா இந்த கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து இதை வந்து ஒரு ரிலீஜியோ பொலிட்டிக்கல் இஷ்யூவா மாறிடுச்சு. இட் காஸ் சோஷியல் பொலிட்டிக்கல் டென்ஷன்ஸ். அது வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு பொலிட்டிக்கல் என்ஸ்க்காக யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னு.
No, it's not like that. It was an issue. Imagine if it happens for, நான் திருப்பி நான் சொல்லிட்டே இருப்பேன், if it happens for any other religion, then that is not an issue. For me, that is the point I would like to make. If same thing happens to any other religion, இன்னொரு எந்த தர்மத்துக்கு இது நடந்தாலும் சரி, that becomes then it is not blown out of proportion. If you talk about your own dharma, then that is an issue.
Hindu dharma is a soft target, you feel, in this country? In this
No, the problem is we have defined secularism in a very different way. So for me, what I feel like, I think we have Malaysia is a Muslim country. There are a lot of
True.
Tamilians are there, and we have Murugan temple is there, and in Tamil, I mean Singapore, you have a lot of there is both Islam, there's Christianity, Hinduism. There, Murugan temples are there, Pillayar temples are there. I said, what, for example, what you apply in Singapore, the rule of law, is applied to everyone in an equal way. I am expecting that kind of culture, that kind of rule of law in our country. But the problem is same there in Singapore. If you look at it, what applied to Hindu or Chinese or Islam, Malays is the same.
Here do you feel there is an appeasement?
There is 100% appeasement. There is no second thought about it. There is 100% appeasement because they feel sensitive. It is more of a vote base. I said, don't think in terms of votes. What if a mistake has happened, you correct it then and there. The problem is, I think that narrative has been got a very stronger voice. And this now when we are feeling it, when we are giving a very strong counter, suddenly they feel that it is being political.
When you raise voice for the Hindu issues, you're treated one way. When you raise issues for minority issues, it is treated another way.
That's how it is. There is no second thought about it.
And you said about party, you said one thing, but recent elections for the Maharashtra, we saw your footprint. Your campaign was seen very impactful. It was widely noted. எங்க ஊர்லலாம் elections வருது, வரப்போறீங்களா?
No, 2014 they invited me to Maharashtra, and 19 we could not get it. In 24 also they, I think it was more because of Fadnavis ji. They say I have a lot of connectivity there. I don't somehow எனக்கும் தெரியல, எனக்கு அந்த அளவுக்கு like connect இருந்தானு. I think it was quite surprising for me. I think
இல்ல நீங்க உங்க உயரத்தை புரிஞ்சிக்கிறதே இல்ல. you I mean the humility ன்னு எடுத்துக்கிறதா?
அது humility பத்தல சார். Like அது humility இல்ல சார். Because அந்த அளவுக்கு I don't think more about me.
It's very strange. ஒரு mass hero with such following, you say இல்ல எனக்கு இம்பாக்ட் இருக்கா அப்படின்னு.
உண்மையா சொல்றது, நான் அங்கே போனவர்கள் எனக்கே உள்ளுக்குள்ள பயம் இருக்கும். எதுக்கு கூப்பிட்டாங்களோ எனக்கு தெரியல. லைக் நான் நினச்சிட்டே இருக்கேன். பட் ஒன்ஸ் ஐ கோ தேர், a lot of people will be shouting. Then I said, oh, I'm also known here.
You're known very well in Tamil Nadu. You have your teens there. You connect there politically also. Tamil Naduக்கு, புதுச்சேரிக்கு, கேரளாக்கெல்லாம் போற திட்டம் இருக்கா? Campaign if invited?
I don't know. In Kerala they had called me twice for two occasions recently, but because of my political, my administrative commitments, என்னால போக முடியல.
I see. In Tamil Nadu will you campaign?
இப்போ வரைக்கும் எதுவுமே நினைக்கல சார்.
Not decided yet. கடந்த இன்டர்வியூல you said it will be pertinent if AIADMK joins the NDA. In just few days they did join.
No, that's what I wish for it, because I feel you need so I need two strong groups to create a balance. I think politics should never be one-sided. You need a countermeasure and you need a counter force. I think that's very, very essential in politics for a very balanced governance.
Do you think NDA is strong in Tamil Nadu from your assessment?
I think whatever I had seen from if you ask me from Madurai experience perspective, I think it looks quite solid and strong. After that,
NDA.
NDA.
But however, your name gets taken in Tamil Nadu every other day. One reason is because of Mr. Vijay's entry. It's your trajectory and his are often compared. ஏன்னா இங்க நிறைய மாடல் இருக்குல்ல. There is an NTR model, there is a Pawan Kalyan model, there is a Chiranjeevi model. Which do you think can work for him?
You cannot apply one size fits all. What fits here and doesn't might not work there. I think they have to evolve their own strategies for what is relevant to that particular time period and that particular domain. So I feel, and one thing is, repeatedly, no matter, even I was saying recently in a previous meeting also, no matter who, whether you could be a big star, you could be novice, maybe a very aspirant youngster, I think you should stick around.
Stick around?
You have to stick around, and second thing is you have to have you should be able to think on your own. You have to have your own decision making or decision making process, I think, and also connect with people. You have to understand every pain and every issue at a first hand level. That's what I did. This I learned from Gandhiji. So when Gandhiji came from South Africa, he traveled around length and breadth of India to understand what is the pulse of India. So for me, what I did was, right from 2007, straight away went into people. So that's how I understood, that's how I grasped, apart from reading, apart from taking suggestions from elders, apart from taking a lot of inputs from brilliant minds. But a leader should have to have his own experience, first-hand experience. I think that's very essential, which always, even time to time, I keep doing it.
அந்த பாதையிலேன்னு வந்திருக்கீங்க. யூ ஹவ் ட்ராவல்ஸ் தட் ஜர்னி. திரு விஜயோடைய அரசியல் நம்பிக்கை தருதா? இஸ் ஹி பிரessing the right buttons?
I think it's a bit difficult from my side to say my opinion on where. If I would have been completely in Tamil Nadu, then my opinion would be different. But from my side, I think it takes. I think to establish a political party, to take it forward, takes a lot of struggle. It's not going to be easy. That I can say.
Strength and time.
Strength, struggle, and time. You have to give enough time. You have to give at least minimum a decade and a half.
ஒரு முன்னத்தியாரா இந்த பாத்தை டிராவல் பண்ணவருங்கிற அடிப்படையில் என்ன அட்வைஸ் கொடுப்பீங்க அவருக்கு?
I don't advise, but what I can normally, what I would, if anyone asks me, I said you have to stick around. You have to go through the crisis. Don't try to shrug off anything. You be in the moment. Whether irrespective of failure or success, you have to stick around. That's it.
ஒரு வாரமா உலா வந்துட்டு இருக்கிற செய்தி, you have advised him to join the NDA.
இன்னும் அது நான் கேள்விப்பட்டது. நான் எதுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி வந்துச்சுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல.
Have you spoken to him?
No. We met a long time back, but maybe I was doing, I don't know, almost 20-25 years back I met him, not recently.
In the recent past, அவரை
No.
invite பண்ணீங்களா, பேசுனீங்களா?
No. Maybe we might have some, because of producers, so maybe my producer might be something like that. That kind of connection might be there, but not between us.
பட் கடந்த ஒரு வாரமா வர செய்தி என்ன, திரு அமித்ஷா உங்கள்கிட்ட பேசினார்னோ, you had requested Vijay, this might be the right path to take.
அந்த பேச்சு எதுக்கு வந்திருக்குன்னு தெரியல எனக்கு. I don't know. You should know.
You have not spoken to him, you have not invited him to the NDA.
No.
You have not advised him to be a part of NDA. But would you give that public appeal? Do you think NDA is the place for him?
I don't know. What about, see, a decision of an alliance is all about, not just about a leader, it's also about his entire support group, his party members. I think they take a collective decision, not just about one individual. Not in that context, I will never say.
In this given circumstances, இன்னைக்கு ஒரு நியூ என்ட்ரண்டா வரும்போது, is it wise to go alone or choose an alliance? Seeing his trajectory, ஒரு macro view பார்க்கும்போது.
I think it depends on how he wants it to be. So, for example, my brother, when he did the PRP, when my brother did PRP, he went alone. There was no alliance, nothing. A lot of alliance situations came, but he went alone. He gained around 18 seats and some good 21% or 19% vote share. When I came, when I launched the party, I didn't have much time. I just launched 1 month or 2 months before. So I took a call not to contest. But at the same time, I was in alliance. So that was, one size fits all strategy advice panna mudiyadhu. Like what happened to me might not suitable for him. I think he should evolve his own methods, maybe going alone or going with an alliance. I don't know. But definitely with NDA, it didn't happen because there is no such proposal from my side.
From your side. I see. But handling crisis is a very important aspect of politics. Do you think he's handling the crisis? நீங்க கரூர் crisis நாடு முழுக்க பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. His film ஜனந யகன is facing an issue.
See, for example, okay, let me come to Karur crisis. Janana Yagana, I feel the issue is, I think it was not handled well at a censor board level. See, for example, they're blaming NDA.
Yeah.
See, I feel it's not right. The reason I tell you, for example, my film OG, they had given A certificate. So, my producer's approach is, including my director, sir, you are a part of NDA, but they had given A certificate. I said, you have created a lot of violence in it, and you are expecting a US certificate. I said, how come? I said, just because I am known to them, just because I'm a part of it, they cannot make it flexible, not tailor-made for me. I said, the rule is a rule. Then they approached for research, recensoring, to apply for to go for a UA. But they didn't listen. The censor board didn't listen.
Despite you being a deputy chief minister.
I didn't, first of all, I didn't call. I told my producers, I said, if they had given...
political interferences irukkiradhu illaya. That's the opposition. Rahul Gandhi.
See, that is one wrong concept. Because I am a classic example. I'm not saying it out of thin air. I'm saying I'm a...
உங்களோட
எனக்கு நடந்திருக்குல்ல. See, when A certificate is given to OG, definitely I lose a good amount of audience, good amount of market share. But I said, we cannot force, I cannot use my connections. Even if I use my connections, I can approach them as they'll say. Simply they say, sir, let us not mix this and that. They will say.
Do you think it's not mixed? CBFC is also politicized.
See, they made a mistake. I personally feel...
It's weaponized in vimarsanam.
Because who gave them an opportunity? If censor says A certificate, the best thing is, I'm also an actor. I know my films also get censors. Even one of my film, I did one particular lyric, they had to change, which I did in my direction. In the same way, they should not have gone for court. That's what I feel.
கோர்ட்டுக்கு போயிருக்க கூடாது. அது லீகலா.
See, the problem is what they had. How can you blame NDA government? நீங்க எப்படி blame பண்ண முடியும் NDA government? The problem is நீங்க போயிட்டீங்க கோர்ட்டுக்கு. If you would not have gone to court, then that's a different story.
இதுல இன்னொரு விமர்சனம் வந்து இப்போ இந்த CBFC மாதிரி CBI-யும் வெப்பனைஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. They using it to armed ways to bring to an alliance or for political benefits. Don't you think so? The timing is very conspicuous. ஒரு பக்கம் NDA அலையன்ஸுக்கு அழைப்பு இருக்கு, இன்னொரு பக்கம் CBI விசாரணை.
I don't know about that aspect, but I can speak only from film because I was parallelly at just a few months before I had gone through it.
You've gone through the same.
I had gone through the same. They had given A certificate. Then I said, after some time, they said they tried for UA, and I said, and even certain officials, they behave differently. It has got nothing to do with the ministry. It has nothing to do with politically. Sometimes an individuals take a very different stand altogether. நம்ம எதுமே பண்ண முடியாது.
Normally, customarily, apolitical institutions எல்லாம் இப்போ politicize ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. உதாரணத்துக்கு CBI, ED இதெல்லாமும் political realm குள்ள நிறைய.
If you take from Mr. Vijay's meeting only, and I think a lot of complaints were there, no? Even police don't give me permission, something like that.
With the state government.
See, even for me, அது நடந்துட்டே இருக்கும். But I don't see CAB has been weaponized in this aspect. I feel for example, CBI பத்தி நீங்க கேக்குறீங்களா? Who approached we need CBI? The two things happen in ஜனந யகன case. I think ஜனந யகன பத்தி என்ன சொல்லிருக்காங்க? I said they approached
the court.
So once it goes into court, when you have a release, once it goes into, you don't know what are the dynamics happen there. We don't know. At the same time, when Karur incident happened, who want CBI intervention? It is they themselves asked.
They sort of they didn't want the local investigation.
They don't want the local police. The state police, they want the CBI intervention.
SIT கேட்டாங்க, court gave us CBI.
Okay, so in which way I said, without asking me, how did, in which way you can blame NDA government there? When I myself asked for some, other than the state police, I wanted someone, either state or CBI. They went for CBI. And I think they asked for CBI. I think that's what it happened. So when something happens, definitely the process will stop. Irrespective whether you're a friend, you're a foe, you're a family, it doesn't matter.
பிஜேபி மிரட்டுது உங்க மூலமா கேக்குதுங்கறத வந்து நீங்க திட்டவட்டமா மறுக்கிறீங்க.
இது
பிஜேபி அவரை மிரட்டுது உங்க மூலமா இன்சிஸ்ட் பண்ணுது அலையன்ஸ் வர சொல்லி அப்படிங்கிறது.
இது it's not true. I tell you what, they are far ahead. They are too big. Because we have to understand, in fact, I had gone through that experience. For example, in 2019, I was not with BJP. என்ன மிரட்டலையே
மிரட்டல?
No, ஒன்றுமே சொல்கிறேன். Not even once. They think in a very large terms. நம்ம like, they don't think in very, very confined terms. யோசிக்க மாட்டாங்க. It's very easy, we think like, I said, for me, I'm telling you, I went against them. But I said in 2019, but
you didn't have any kind of
nothing.
Nothing? The perception is,
in fact, I was very vocal. But it didn't go to that kind of situation I now face.
Regional players முழுங்குறாங்க இல்ல அவங்கள வீக்கன் பண்றாங்கங்கற விமர்சனம். One example is நிதிஷ் குமார். பாருங்க, they are their mercy, but அவரை வந்து பாருங்க local politicsல இருந்து எடுத்துட்டாங்க.
இல்ல அப்படி யோசிக்க முடியாது சார். I think because you have to understand the alliance dynamics. You cannot apply that formula here because in an alliance, what happens in between the alliance partners, it will never be told outside. Unless, I think, for example, 2.5 years, for example, Maharashtra was there. Last 2.5 years, we're going to be CM, 2.5 years, that was there. That will be honored. And second thing is, when Mr. Eknath Shinde came, and he was the chief minister for the entire term, and and a minister who worked as a DC, chief minister, had become a deputy chief minister.
உங்களுக்கு பிரஷரோ டிக்டாட்டோ பிஜேபியால உங்களுக்கு
அந்த அளவுக்கு எப்பவுமே பண்ண மாட்டாங்க சார்.
They don't dictate you.
No. I'm a live experience.
National government oda performance எப்படி ரேட் பண்றீங்க today?
It depends a lot on what a global level, but definitely the sense of stability is definitely far better, far superior than any other government which ruled India till today.
Some see fatigue in this government. They have been in power for way too long. Very reformations, transformations.
Sometimes people maybe they're expecting too much. It also because sometimes what happens is people, when they lose the stability what we have right now, we don't know the value of what has been, what kind of. I think everyone has gotten into some kind of comfort zone. Everyone feel that they have reached a brink. Maybe that is one aspect people might be looking at it. But from my point of view, see, there is always a room for improvement. There is always a room for betterment. There is always room for many things can be better. But it also depends on many global factors, regional factors. And for myself, I'm saying that I got one of the great amount of funds for the state of AP in that way.
Prime Minister
and parallelly, same amount of great amount of funds came to Telangana also when it is a Congress government here.
Prime Minister performance எப்படி ரேட் பண்றீங்க today?
I think he is one of the rarest prime ministers this generation had ever seen last 30-40 years. I think he is the most inspiring personality, and he is the one who understood length and breadth of India after Gandhiji.
Comparing him with Gandhiji?
No, length and who understood. Who understood. I'm not saying the path or something, who understood.
I see. But இப்போ எதிர்க்கட்சி தலைவர், the leader of opposition, is blaming him of being exerted power by being forced by the best external pressure க்கு பண்ணிறாரு, especially the US pressure. Look at the West Asia crisis.
It's very easy to blame any leader when you are not within the system. Any international crisis, any global crisis, there are more hardcore politics there. It is the only thing is what is the interest of my country. Everyone is so focused or kind to an amount of selfish betterment of their country, betterment of their how to enhance their own investments. In the process, when they are more powerful, there is a great amount for negotiation. And sometimes it's not an individual game. An individual Modi ji can take an individual decision at a different level, but when it comes to entirety of the country, he has to think a million times to take a decision. It's very easy from being in opposition. You could have done that. You could have then we can ask the same question: what you had done?
ஒரு cherished strategic autonomy விட்டுட்டோம்.
Majority of the central government or India was ruled by Congress or their alliance. Then how come there were also many such incidents which could have said even then and there. I think it's unfair straight away to, even for a gas cylinder today, to grow up. In which way Modi ji is accountable? Suddenly gas prices go up, or when Iran and Israel and these are the countries which are they got entangled into a war. In which way you can blame Modi ji for that?
Are we handling it better in the crisis? நீங்க ஆந்திரால
in a given situation, I think we are handling it quite superior, quite far ahead.
South Indian states, we have some common issues. இப்போ வந்து உங்க government is incentivizing child birth. ஒரு third children, மூணாவது குழந்தை பிறந்தா 25,000ங்கற மாதிரி செய்திகள்லாம் வந்துட்டு இருக்கு. Why are you changing the population control policy?
Say you have to think at least a generation, 30 years ahead. Same Chandrababu Naidu ji, when he was in the Hyderabad, அவர் வந்து more than 2, he should be banned from contesting local bodies.
Oh.
By then, population trajectory was quite high. Now suddenly, unlike before, like the way what is happening in Japan or European countries, old age will grow. I think it is purely statistics. It's a pure statistics, and the working age group will decline in another 20-25 years.
அதுல ஒரு north south divide இருக்கிறத பார்க்கறோம்ல. Northern states are producing more. Southern states are not.
It is as simple as that. When people are more have greater opportunities, when you want to your opportunities are better, you want to think more about yourself.
That is the direction Japan has gone, Europe has gone.
Same way when compared to northern southern states, southern states are maybe the opportunities to work or opportunities for prosperity might be better than north in that way.
உங்க ஸ்டேட்ல நீங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ற ஒரு மாடல், தமிழ்நாடு மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்டேட்டுக்கு நீங்க அட்வைஸ் பண்ணுவீங்களா, பிரிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுவீங்களா? Follow this, it's working very well for us.
I think Tamil Nadu does excellent. It excels.
All of us have so much to learn from each other.
Yeah, it excels in industrial development. It excels in a lot of stability with respect to certain government, regime changes. But certain policies, I think they are intact.
What can we learn from you?
It's about language tolerance. That one aspect I can say, the linguage. We are a Dravidian language. We are also like that ancient status is there. But we take pride in our language, in my mother tongue, Telugu. At the same time, how much I respect my mother tongue, there's equal amount of respect I give it for either Kannada or Tamil or Malayalam. All the acceptance is needed. That's how we encourage.
But என்ன ஒரு பயம் இருக்குன்னா Hindi will take over us. நிறைய regional
Hindi, in which way I can take? I guess no matter how much, there is no such thing as Hindi imposition.
Has Telugu not challenged? Has Hindi not challenged Telugu? You yourself say Hyderabad Padi other language.
Because it's a Nizam Muslim king ruled. You have to understand the history, his dynamics.
So
of
it
history.
is not challenging Telugu and its prominence?
No way. In fact, I get more empowered to speak Telugu when I accept one more language. I feel more connected to my own language. அது நான் எப்பவும் அந்த அளவுக்கு எனக்கு நான் பயப்படல.
One last question. நீங்க ரீசெண்டா கூட ட்வீட் பண்ணியிருந்தீங்க. The President of India மையப்படுத்தி ஒரு கான்ட்ரோவர்சி வந்தது. Presidents, governors, they should all be apolitical. இந்த கவர்மெண்ட்ல they have become tools of politics அப்படிங்கிற குற்றச்சாட்டு.
See, when I had a recent show in my assembly. See, governor represents the state government. He is the first citizen of that particular state. They should be given their due respect.
Yes, but do they take outsized roles, political roles, in this government especially?
So what happened, the context is we are talking about West Bengal, what happened in West Bengal. Isn't it our primary response, the first citizen of India and the commander-in-chief of all the three armed forces? I don't think it's the responsibility of the state government. How can you apply, because you don't like Modi ji or Amit Shah ji, or you don't like some other leader, how could you apply it to the
She getting
constitutional
drawn
head?
into a political debate.
That's sad. That's sad. We should not drag a president of India to drag to that kind of situation. I think they should have given their due respect. We might disagree with BJP. That's a different story. But you cannot undermine the president of India and their position, the constitutional post, and the commander-in-chief of armed forces.
As we end the show, நான் சில பேர்கள் சொல்றேன், அவங்களுக்கு நீங்க சொல்ல விரும்புற மெசேஜ்ல அவங்கள பத்தின மெசேஜ். Do you have a comment about or a message to Mr. Rahul Gandhi?
One strong feeling I get is, I think we had to appreciate him. கன்னியாகுமரியிலேருந்து காஷ்மீருக்கு நடந்திருக்காங்க. He walked on Bharat Jodo Yatra. He walked from Kashmir, I mean Kanyakumari to Kashmir. And I think I realized man of who had gone through this phase, walking from one corner of India to another corner of India. I think he must have gained a lot of insight.
Has he?
A lot of experience. But somehow in his approach that is not being seen.
Why?
I think sometimes his statements are so divisive, so disruptive. That's what I think. That has to be, even if you go out of the country, நம்ம நாட்டு தாண்ட அப்புறம் நாட்டு பற்றி தப்பாக பேசக்கூடாது. If நீங்கள் கெப்பாசிட்டி இருந்தால், if you want to go against Modi ji, if you want to go against any other party, the ruling party, வெளிநாட்டுக்கு போய் நம்ம நாட்டு பற்றி இதுக்கு தப்பாக சொல்லணும். Why you have to talk about your own country stepping out of the country? If you have the capacity, be here, stay and face it. But don't weaken the country stepping out of the country.
A message about or to Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy, the leader of opposition, former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and his party AIDMK.
And I feel he has a great opportunity. He's the Chief Minister candidate, right?
Yes.
I think there is a great momentum there. I think he should take full use of it, capture it. And I want him to see in a CM position, but he has to gather everything. Or கைக்கு முன்னாடி என்னென்ன கண் முன்னாடி என்னென்ன இருக்கிறதோ, like whatever. Then definitely in a line there will be some kind of dissident approach will be there. But imagine uniting everything and taking them forward. And I'm looking forward him to become CM.
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu.
I wish him his experience guides AP well, and also his stable approach, and his financial management is something which to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
It's a how do you handle financial crisis? I think he has mastered that art.
A message or advice to Vijay.
I think he should stick around. That's it. He should stick around. He needs to go into people. That's it. Don't expect any results.
Mr. Annamalai.
Without expecting any results, if he goes into people, that opens up a lot of possibilities. Mr.
Annamalai.
He has got a great potentiality, but that potentiality is not being used or tapped to its fullest. Sometimes, leadership is not just one way, it's a two-way street. Sometimes little compromises are needed, little understanding is needed. I think.
You met him, and what was your impression of him?
Oh, very tough leader, and what Tamil Nadu needs is that kind of leadership. And if he really plays it well, he's the future of the Tamil Nadu.
One last question.
That's fine.
Your followers would want to see you as the Chief Minister sometime, someday? Next time?
I don't know when, because I don't expect certain things to happen and do it. For me, you keep moving on in life. You keep taking one step at a time. For me, it is not about one particular post. It's not about if this does not happen, I would do and this. For me, it is not like that. I never aspired to become a big actor. Forget about big acting. You're not an actor itself. Something life moved me and brought me here. And I wanted to run a small NGO for the sake of my own satisfaction for my soul, but it brought me in politics. I failed. I thought I would never become anything. And nevertheless, நான் நிற்க போகிறதில்ல, நான் முன்னாடி போயிட்டே இருப்பேன். ஐ திங்க் தட் மேட் மீ புட் மீ இன் சிச்சுவேஷன் லைக் திஸ். ஸோ வாட் ஆல் என்ன நடக்க போகுது பற்றி நான் அவ்வளோ யோசிக்க மாட்டேன். பட் ஐ செட் ஐ கீப் எக்ஸ்டெண்டிங் மை டூயிங் மை ஜாப்.
One day, someday, not rolling out.
I don't know. We'll see.
All the very best, sir. It has been your journey in politics as you enter this anniversary is very spectacular. Wishing you
மணிக்கிறோம்.
more and
நான்
more heights.
எல்லா ஸ்பீச்சிலும் நான் தமிழில் அந்த அளவுக்கு பேச முடியல. ஐ திங்க்
No, it's wonderful. I mean, எனக்கு வந்து இன்னொரு ஸ்டேட் லீடரை பேட்டி எடுக்கிறேன்ற ஒரு ஃபீல் கூட இல்லை. I feel so at ease. And thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
ரொம்ப நன்றி.